Later this month, there will be a workforce housing summit in Columbus, Nebraska that I have worked to put together with the Columbus Chamber of Commerce. We're going to have FHFA Director Sandra Thompson. One of your leaders from your office in Omaha has kindly accepted an invitation, and representatives from the GSEs in attendance. The unemployment rate in Columbus is less than 2%. That sounds like a good thing, but Columbus has a severe worker shortage that is keeping its economy from growing the way that it should. There are over 2,000 available jobs in Columbus right now, and we're talking about a city with a population of only 24,000. A city administrator in Columbus described the problem in the following manner. She said, quote, "Even if they, meaning employers, attract the perfect person from out of town, if they don't have anywhere that they can find to live that meets their preference, then they're not going to come. I've heard story after story of people declining offers because they can't find a place to live or leave after a short period of time because they couldn't find a place to live," end quote. In Columbus, the worker shortage and housing supply shortage are intertwined. In order to get the workforce they need to grow, they need housing stock to provide places for those people to live. Inflation and the rising cost of building materials has made addressing this problem even more challenging. Over the last construction season, Columbus was supposed to have nearly 1,300 new units built in the city. However, when the costs rose again, the city lost most of those units. Secretary Fudge, can you just comment on this phenomenon in Columbus, Nebraska? Are you hearing about this in Midwestern cities across the heartland, across America, the short supply of housing, the inability to house workers, and its stifling economic development opportunities?
Unfortunately, it's not just in the Midwest. There's a crisis in housing in almost every city in America. Because we just have not, over the last really 30 years, invested in building moderate and low income and workforce housing. We just as a nation have not done it. And so we find ourselves now in a position where the shortage of houses is creating the exact problem. I was in Boulder, Colorado, the same thing. They can't get people to work there because they can't get there and they can't live there. So the problems are everywhere. It's not just in the Midwest.
You also have the vantage point of seeing the very best of America, the parts of America. Give me, if something comes, what comes to your mind when you think about a community that's working to solve this problem and they're making real headway, and what are they doing to make it work?
Well, the thing that I see that works most is that they actually have a plan as to how, and that includes all of the stakeholders, not just the government, not just us. They actually talk to people, local leaders. They talk to civic leaders. They talk to business people. They come up with a plan that they can work together to bring people into their communities. It can't be done by just us.
Greetings, friends. They have just released it. Top lawmakers in Congress have unveiled a brand new plan that will prevent a government shutdown from occurring in just a few weeks. Many economists are also predicting that the U.S. economy will see another major boost as several lawmakers support a new tax deal. This could provide millions of Americans with extra relief money. My dearest friends, please do me a big favor and watch until the end of this video. Also, this coming Friday, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaway, friends, simply click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these weekly giveaways. According to Yahoo News, congressional leaders have introduced a plan to prevent a partial government shutdown. The plan involves 2 steps, extending funding for some agencies until March 1st and other agencies until March 8th. This is a third temporary funding measure, also known as a CR or continuing resolution, since fiscal 2023 funding expired in September. The continuing resolution must be passed by Congress before the January 19th deadline to avoid a partial government shutdown. The format of the plan is similar to previous ones, with deadlines on January 19th and February 2nd, aiming to avoid a large omnibus spending bill. 4 of the 12 annual appropriation bills would be extended through March 1st, covering agencies like agriculture, FDA, energy, transportation, and housing. The remaining 8 bills, including defense, homeland security, labor, health, and education, would be funded until March 8th. This temporary solution comes after an agreement on federal government funding through September, but more time is needed to finalize spending bills for fiscal 2024. Some House Republicans wanted a long-term stopgap with the threat of automatic cuts after April, but the short-term deal has been chosen. House conservatives who were upset with the funding deal had pushed Speaker Mike Johnson for changes. The short-term continuing resolution is likely to face opposition from conservatives who are advocating spending reduction and border provisions. Despite challenges in allocating funds, there is a push to quickly pass the continuing resolution and finalize serious appropriation bills and achieve meaningful policy wins. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer aims for bipartisan cooperation to pass a continuing resolution before the funding deadline on Friday. According to Bloomberg News, the U.S. economy is set for an unexpected fiscal boost if lawmakers back a potential deal for $70 billion worth of tax breaks for businesses and families. Congressional negotiators are currently discussing the renewal of expired business tax breaks and an increase in the child tax credit. This proposal needs approval from Congress, divided over the country's financial path. But if passed, these tax breaks may have positive and negative effects on the economy. On the positive side, the extra money could boost consumer spending. However, economists caution that it might also lead to increased inflation, making it a challenge for the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates this year. Recent data from December shows a rise in inflation, with the Consumer Price Index increasing by 3.4% in the year through December. Prices for items like clothing and cars continue to go up. An expert at the Hoover Institution warns that the tax measures could add up more fuel to an already fast-growing economy due to ongoing crisis-era fiscal stimulus. Analysts emphasize that the final details of any agreement and how the tax breaks are structured will significantly impact the outcome. The current draft deal proposes extending the breaks through the year 2025. Potential roadblocks to bipartisan agreement include differences over the state and local tax deduction cap, an expansion to the low-income housing tax credit, and a more robust child tax credit. If a deal is reached, money could start reaching American households as early as March. However, some caution that the proposal may not encourage additional corporate investment. The proposed deal includes tax breaks for research and development spending, increased deductibility for investments in equipment and business loans. There's also discussion about limiting benefits for foreign research investments to focus on companies conducting such activities in the United States. While the plan could benefit President Biden, whose poll numbers have greatly declined, there are big concerns about the potential inflationary impact. The child tax credit boost, as discussed last week, would be less than the crisis-era version and may face opposition from some Democrats. Economists believe that the overall impact of the tax package on the broader economy would be relatively small and might not change forecasts for inflation and Fed rate cuts. Well, my great and beautiful friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for today. My dear friends, thank you so much for being part of this community. To say thank you, I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the weekly giveaway, friends, please click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways.